Matthew Perry, the beloved star of Friends, left the world in a tragic and shocking manner that continues to baffle fans and authorities alike. On October 28, 2023, Perry was found unconscious in his hot tub. But as more details emerged, the circumstances surrounding his death became increasingly disturbing. Here we dive into the final days of this iconic actor and the shocking revelations that followed. The descent into darkness. Matthew Perry's struggles with addiction were no secret. He openly discussed his battles with drugs and alcohol throughout his life, often admitting that he had no recollection of filming multiple seasons of Friends due to his substance use. Over the years, Perry had gone through various rehab programs trying to overcome his demons. Unfortunately, in his final days, Perry was caught in a dangerous spiral involving ketamine, a drug commonly used as a surgical anesthetic, but now increasingly sought for its off-label use in treating depression. Ketamine was supposed to help him manage his mental health, but the unregulated doses he received exacerbated his problems. Perry's reliance on the drug, combined with the enabling environment around him, led to his tragic demise. The fatal obsession with ketamine. In the month leading up to his death, Perry received ketamine injections almost daily, administered by his personal assistant, Kenneth Iwamasa. The frequency and dosage were alarming, as court documents reveal that Iwamasa was not medically trained, yet he administered between 6 and 8 shots of ketamine to Perry each day. Perry had initially turned to ketamine as a last-ditch effort to combat his long-standing depression, but the lack of professional oversight turned this treatment into a deadly obsession. Iwamasa's role in this medical malpractice was pivotal, as he not only administered the drug, but also enabled Perry's dependency on it. The disturbing frequency of these injections highlights the dangerous lengths Perry went to in search of relief from his inner turmoil. The ketamine queen connection. Adding to the disturbing narrative was the involvement of Jasmine Sangha, known as the ketamine queen, who supplied unmarked vials of the drug to high-profile clients, including Perry. Investigators discovered that Perry had been paying thousands of dollars for these vials, desperate for relief from his inner demons. Sangha's involvement revealed a broader network of illicit ketamine distribution to celebrities, where the focus was more on profit than on the well-being of the client. Perry, a man struggling with his mental health, found himself entangled with individuals who exploited his vulnerabilities. The connection to Sangha not only exposes the darker side of Hollywood's drug culture, but also highlights the tragic consequences of relying on unregulated substances for medical treatment. The mocking text messages. Perhaps the most heart-wrenching aspect of this tragedy was the callousness of the individuals supplying Perry with ketamine. Dr. Salvador Plastencia, one of the doctors involved, was found to have sent mocking text messages about Perry. In one exchange, Plastencia referred to Perry as a moron and discussed how much money they could squeeze from him. This lack of empathy and professionalism from medical practitioners who were supposed to help Perry is a stark reminder of the dangers of trusting the wrong people. For a man like Perry, who was already fighting personal battles, such treatment only added to his suffering. The idea that people profited off Perry's pain is not just shocking, but also enraging to his fans and loved ones. The final hours. A tragic request. On the morning of his death, Perry received his first ketamine injection at 8:30 a.m. later that day. At 12:45 p.m., he requested another shot while watching a movie at home. Just 40 minutes after the second injection, Perry asked his assistant to shoot me up with a big one, a request that would turn out to be his last. Tragically, Iwamasa administered the fatal dose, prepared the hot tub for Perry, and then left to run errands. When he returned, he found the actor unconscious. This sequence of events highlights the tragic inevitability of Perry's death. Despite all the warning signs, no one intervened to stop the downward spiral. The final hours of Perry's life were filled with desperation, as he sought solace in the very substance that ultimately killed him. The role of his personal assistant. Kenneth Iwamasa's involvement in Perry's death has been a central focus of the investigation. Iwamasa, who had been living with Perry and caring for him, was one of 5 people charged in connection with the actor's death. While his exact motivations remain unclear, the assistant's role in administering the fatal doses of ketamine cannot be ignored. Iwamas's actions have raised serious questions about the responsibilities of those entrusted with the care of vulnerable individuals. How could someone so close to Perry, someone who should have been protecting him, have facilitated such a tragic end? Iwamas's case serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of misplaced trust and the need for proper medical supervision in treating addiction. The shocking arrests. As the investigation unfolded, 5 individuals were arrested in connection with Perry's death, including 2 doctors, his assistant, and a drug dealer. The charges ranged from conspiracy to distribute drugs to negligent homicide. These arrests marked a critical turning point in the case as authorities sought to hold those responsible for Perry's death accountable. The involvement of medical professionals in such a high-profile case has brought attention to the broader issue of drug misuse in Hollywood, where addiction often intersects with unethical medical practices. The arrests also provided some sense of closure for Perry's fans, who were desperate for justice in the wake of his tragic passing. The legal fallout. The legal fallout from Perry's death has been significant. Several of those involved have pled guilty to charges related to drug distribution and negligence. The doctors, who were supposed to be Perry's trusted medical professionals, instead exploited his addiction for financial gain. The legal proceedings continue to unravel, with more details expected to emerge in the coming months. Hollywood life. This case has brought to light the darker side of the entertainment industry, where addiction is often exploited for profit. Perry's death has become a symbol of the need for greater oversight and accountability in the medical field, particularly when it comes to treating vulnerable individuals. The final post. A cryptic goodbye. Just days before his death, Perry posted a photo on Instagram of himself in a hot tub with the caption, "Oh, so warm water swirling around makes you feel good." The post, which initially seemed like a lighthearted reflection, has taken on a haunting significance in light of his death. Fans have since flooded the post with messages of love and sorrow, adding to the tragedy of his untimely passing. The cryptic nature of Perry's final post has led to much speculation about his state of mind in his final days. Was this a cry for help, or just a simple reflection on a moment of peace? Regardless, the post now stands as a somber reminder of the fragility of life and the unpredictability of mental health struggles. A legacy tarnished by tragedy. Matthew Perry's death has left a deep scar on the world of entertainment. Known for his quick wit and comedic timing, Perry was a beloved figure who brought joy to millions. Yet, behind the scenes, he was fighting a battle that ultimately claimed his life. As more details continue to emerge, Perry's legacy will forever be intertwined with the shocking circumstances of his death. His story serves as a sobering reminder of the dangers of addiction and the importance of surrounding oneself with trustworthy and compassionate individuals. While his contributions to television and film will always be remembered, the tragic way in which his life ended will undoubtedly cast a shadow over his legacy. And there you have it, the tragic and shocking final days of Matthew Perry. If you found this video engaging, or at least intriguing enough to leave you questioning Hollywood's wild underbelly, make sure to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to stay updated on more mind-blowing celebrity stories, hit that subscribe button.